Hey everybody, it's Chris Eads, known online as Wootini, here with another Gay Gamer video podcast. This week, Hulu was released for the Nintendo Switch, and I, for one, don't care. Because I have so many devices that can already run Hulu, as well as Netflix and Amazon and YouTube and whatnot. Like, in my home, I have my PlayStation, I have my Xbox, my new Blu-ray player streams everything as well, plus my TV, which I tend to just use my TV because why turn on another device? You know, just turn on the TV and stream it on there directly. It's just easier. But I was reminded that not everybody has multiple systems at home, and they might not have a smart TV that can automatically stream things, so they might have an inexpensive TV and they only have Nintendo systems. So having something like Hulu, and I'm sure in future Netflix and YouTube and Amazon and etc. on your Switch is actually really great for them. So I'm like, okay, fair. And also on the go, I don't want it on the go because I have a tablet. My Android tablet is, you know, a bigger screen than the Switch, so I would rather stream on my tablet. But if you don't have a tablet, then the Switch obviously has a bigger screen than your phone, which would be your only other option for streaming Hulu on the go. So, fair. But I kind of, like, I get that Nintendo needs to stay competitive with the other consoles and offer the same kinds of things, but I found it very refreshing when the Switch was released, and there was no Netflix or Hulu or Amazon, and they were just like, here's a system. It plays games. That is all it does. It plays great games. Enjoy our games. Done. I found that refreshing, because all the other systems have to try to throw in all the bells and whistles. Remember when Microsoft launched the Xbox One, and they were all just like, this is the ultimate set-top box, you will not need anything else, you're going to play your games, you're going to watch TV, you're going to watch your movies, you're going to video chat with your friends, you're going to go online, like, all this nonsense all in one box. And you don't need anything else. And I'm just like, that's great, except I kind of just want to play games. Like, I don't need all the other bells and whistles. So I miss the days when the video game consoles just played video games. But I get it. In this world nowadays, you have to do everything, so it's fine. And I appreciate that Nintendo basically was like, we're here to play games. And then later they're like, yeah, okay, here's Hulu. And then I'm sure eventually we'll have Netflix and Amazon, etc. But I'm not going to download any of them because I don't need them. I already have them on my other devices, and it's not necessary. Although I could download them, because I will now have space on my Nintendo Switch. Because I just bought a memory card. I hadn't bought a memory card because I didn't feel like I needed one, and I wasn't really downloading anything that was, like, substantial, that was going to fill up the actual hard drive on the Switch. I was basically, I mean, I downloaded the Picross game, that doesn't take up a lot of space, and I've been taking pictures. But those aren't taking up space either, so there's still quite a bit of room left on my hard drive. So I wasn't like, oh, I've got to get a memory card. But I saw online that people were tweeting the link and stuff. Best Buy was having like an early Black Friday sale, and you could get a 128 gig micro SD card for $30. And I'm like, that's a pretty good price. So I should get that. I don't think I'll ever fill 128 gigs, but it'll be nice to have, and for $30, that's what you would pay for a much smaller memory card. Because, like, the smaller memory cards are, like, normal price, but then once you get to, like, 64, 128, or 256, like, that's when they start to get, like, astronomical. And, in fact, when I went to buy it, I was already going to buy it, but then I saw that it was, like, marked down from $160 to $30, and I'm like, yeah, if this normally costs $160, I will definitely get this for $30. That is an excellent, excellent deal. I don't know if it's still available. But, like, I don't think I'll ever fill it, because I tend to buy physical copies of games, because I can get a 15% discount through the Best Buy Gamers Club. So, like, when I buy something, I buy a physical copy. Because if you buy a digital copy, even through Best Buy, they don't give you the discount. So, the only things that I would download digitally are games that are only available digitally, which will be indie games that won't be as large a file anyway, or something like Animal Crossing, because I'm going to be playing that literally every day, and I'm not going to want to keep swapping out cartridges literally every single day. That's something that I'm going to play a lot of, so I want that on the hard drive just so it's there, and I don't have to swap cartridges. But that's a long ways off at this point, I guess, so who knows. Because Nintendo also doesn't do what Microsoft and Sony does, where they're like, hey, download this game that, you know, was a $60 game that's now $20, but we're having a flash sale and it's only $5. And, like, I've bought so many games that were, like, $5, and it's like, whatever. But Nintendo does not do that. They don't have big sales like that, where you can get stuff super cheap. And then I would fill up my hard drive with games that I want to get because, oh, it's only $5, let me just grab this game while it's only $5, and I'll play it eventually, and then just, they'll pile up on my hard drive and I won't get to them. But Nintendo doesn't do that, unfortunately, so I don't see myself downloading a whole lot, but for $30, I could not turn it down. But next week, I will be buying Skyrim for my Switch as a physical copy. I was tempted to get a digital download, because it was like in the news, they were like, pre-download it now and you can start playing at midnight. And I'm like, okay, A, I won't be up at midnight on Thursday night waiting for that game to release. Like, I'll be in bed. And B, while part of me is like, it is something that would be nice to have, like, on my Switch hard drive so that I don't have to, like, keep switching cartridges, at the same time, I kind of want the discount. And it's not something that I'm going to play like an Animal Crossing where it's like every single day and I'd be swapping it. I would just put the cartridge in, I'd play Skyrim, and then be like, you know what, I feel like playing Mario. And I would put the Mario cartridge in and I'd play some Mario. And then I would go back to playing Skyrim after a few days or whatever. So it's not like constant cartridge swapping. So I think I'm still going to get the physical copy and save a little money, because I'm cheap that way. But I can buy Skyrim because I did technically finish Super Mario Odyssey. I mean, the credits rolled, you know. I went to the kingdoms, and I beat Bowser, and the credits rolled. But they are correct in that after the credits roll, there's, like, this, like, epic epilogue where it's like, okay, now go do all this other stuff. And I'm like, oh, okay. But I kind of like that because it's sort of funny because it's like, I feel like I have accomplished something. Like, I beat the game, technically. Like, I beat the story mode. And now it's like open world, just go do whatever you want, collect moons over here and there, and do this and that, and, you know, whatever. There's all kinds of challenges everywhere and stuff to discover and explore. And that's super awesome. So, like, it's great because it's not like Zelda where, like, you would get lost doing other things. Like, or in Skyrim, you know, where, like, in the Bethesda games, where you just get distracted and you wander off and do other things, and then you're like, oh, right, there was a story I was supposed to be finishing. With Mario, it kind of directs you through the story, and then opens up everything so that you can just have fun wherever and whenever you want. So I like that. I was also pleased that I was actually able to finish Super Mario Odyssey only turning on assist mode once. And unfortunately, it was the Luncheon Kingdom, because there's, like, everything's, like, platforms around, like, lava. And there was this one point where I had to do a bunch of platforming with the lava and then climb up the cliff or whatever, the mountain, to get to the boss fight. But I would get, like, halfway up the mountain, and there's this tricky bit of platforming, and I would fall. And then I would die, and then I would have to start at the bottom and climb all the way back up and go over and do that again. And it was just long enough that it was getting irritating. And I said, you know what? This part is irritating, and I'm sure there's more to go, so let me just turn on assist mode and see what happens. And unfortunately, it actually bumped me back. It didn't start me at the save point where I had been continuing from. It bumped me back to my previous save point, which was really annoying. and then I had to redo a bunch of stuff to get to where I kept falling, which was, like, that was super irritating. I was like, God dang it. Like, the whole point was so that I didn't have to go back and redo stuff over and over again. And now I've got to go back and redo this again. And I did really bad the second time. Like, I guess because I thought, oh, well, I have all these extra lives and I am going to start right where I fell, so I can just be super casual and la la la, and I wasn't, like, careful like I was when I had only my one life, you know? So, but with assist mode, I was able to get to the top, and it was okay, because then when I got to that part where I kept falling, I would start right where I was. And then, also, if you stand still, not only does it give you extra health, and then if you fall, you restart right where you left off, having lost one of your health, lives, whatever. If you stand still, your health meter will fill back up again. So that's, like, super helpful. So I just stood there, waited for it to fill back up to 6, and then I tried again a bunch of times. And then the boss fight wasn't so bad. That was fine. I don't think assist mode really helped me there. It might have helped to have the extra little bit of health, but that was fine. And then as soon as I finished that boss fight, before going to the next world, I turned assist mode back off. And then I finished the entire game without using assist mode, ever again. And I was super excited about that. Although there was one bit at the very end where there's, like, this, like, lava area with all these moving platforms, and I'm just like, I took one look at it, and I was just like, this is going to be a problem, and I'm probably going to have to turn on assist mode. But it only took me a few tries to get through it, and I was really upset because I got, like, a good way through that area and then died, and I was like, fuck. But I'd gotten far enough that it started me at a later point. It didn't make me go all the way to the beginning, which I appreciated. But yeah, then I beat Bowser. I also struggled to beat Bowser, because I only had the 3 health points, and I was like, if I had 6, I could probably pull this off. And after I failed 3 times, I was able to purchase a health up to give me 6 health points. And then I went and did it again, and with the extra health, I had no problem, and I was able to get through it. So I appreciate that the game allows for people like me, who have less platforming skills and are not that coordinated, and they give a little bit of assistance to those of us who need it, so that we can also complete the game and then say that we had fun, and that we finished it, and we enjoyed it. Because I did enjoy it, and I know what everybody's talking about, and it's a great game. And I'm super impressed that I'm still enjoying it. And I'm going to keep playing it, you know, exploring the areas and finding the moons, because if I can find enough moons, I can go to another area, which I don't know what it is. No spoilers, please. And I'm thinking that, you know, it's enough moons, I think I should be able to pull it off. There's a lot to collect, so I'm going to have my work cut out for me. But we'll see what happens. So come back next time when I will be talking about my first impressions of Skyrim on the Switch, because I'm pretty much just going to buy it. I mean, unless, like, reviews start coming out and they're just like, don't, it's horrible, the frame rate is terrible, it's just the worst game ever, don't even bother with it. Then maybe I wouldn't bother with it. But I'm super excited, and people have played demos of it, and it seems to be fine, so fingers crossed it'll actually be a solid port. And I'll have Skyrim on the go, because I've always wanted a Bethesda game on the go. That'll be amazing. So that's enough for this week, and I will see you next time. Bye!